Dave, earlier this week there was a situation with the Philadelphia Flyers. Kid by the name of Cutter Gauthier. He got traded to the Anaheim Ducks. The big picture, who cares about the Ducks and the Flyers? A hockey trade right now. If you're a Flyers fan, great. If you're a Ducks fan, great. Whatever. But the thing is, this kid, he got drafted first round, fifth overall, 2022 draft, I believe it was. Just won a gold medal at the World Juniors with Team USA. Had 7 points in 12.7 games.
I think he was the forward of the tournament or something. Yeah.
Like by all accounts, I watched him during the World Juniors. By all accounts, he's a hell of a player. Yeah, plays at Boston College, I think it is. He's putting up some points down there in college. Over the when he got drafted in the first round there, like I said, by the Flyers, he went up on the draft stage and he talked to the management there, Keith Jones. He said, I was built to be a Flyer. I'm happy to be with the team. And then things kind of soured, and it hasn't really been let out as to why he decided, you know what, he did the Denny Lemieux from Slapshot, basically trade me right fucking now. So the Flyers found themselves a trade partner, and on and on. We'll get into that in half a second. But I was like, I'm on the fence with this a little bit, and I'll tell you why. Because when a kid everywhere in North America, because I'm the only place I've ever lived. If you don't want to work somewhere, you don't work there. It's actually that simple. So I'm on that side of the fence with that. But when it comes to
Professional sports.
professional sports, when you haven't done anything, like nothing, haven't even signed a contract yet, and you're demanding where you play after a team has picked you and you didn't have any qualms about getting picked by that team in the first round, I kind of have a problem with
I hear what you're saying, and I think about it the same way. And this must be what they mean when they say professional sports teams have antitrust protection. Like they're not open to antitrust laws. And I hear that phrase a lot, and I never really know what it means. But it must be this, because if you go to law school at Harvard and you're the number one grad, it's not like the shittiest law firm in Chicago gets the first overall pick. You got to go now work at the shittiest law firm in Chicago, right? So, is it fair to be the best, one of the on the planet for that calendar year? This team has decided you're the fifth best prospect on the planet, and now you got to apply your craft from us. And I get it. That's professional sports, and I'm guessing that's what antitrust means. And then so the only way to flex your muscle is by not signing, and that's what he told him he was going to do. And in any sport, we've said it time and time again, you don't get to be that good at hockey without coming from a upper middle class minimum family. So like money is not your primary concern. And also two, it's an uneven playing field for players in junior hockey as opposed to American hockey, because you're getting drafted in American hockey I believe in your sophomore year. You play to your senior year and you go back to the draft. So
or you can sign a free agent contract, and there's different CBA things that are involved in
yeah,
100%. I get it. Like I totally get it that the kid didn't want to play for whatever reason, and like there's reports out there that one was because he wanted to come out of college last year, but he couldn't because the Flyers would have they couldn't fit him under the cap, so they just said basically no, you can't. Then I've heard reports that he wasn't going to be a top line guy because where he fit on their chart, that he wasn't going to be a second or third, or he's going to be a third liner, not a first or second liner.
And you got Tortorella behind the bench.
And he obviously, and then there's the Tortorella thing. And Tortorella actually did his ex-player Kevin Hayes a huge solid today by talking. We'll get into that in a second. I don't know if you heard any of that conversation.
Yeah, I did read that article.
And
yeah.
You can talk what you want about Torts. He likes his team. When he's the coach for a team, he goes all in for his team, and I admire the guy for that. Do I like everything he does on the way to it? No, but Tortorella fights for his team, until the day he gets fired, and it's coming. Tortorella has a 4-year lifespan, and it's the way it is, right? And but the way he went for one of ex-players like Kevin Hayes, who he benched last year, healthy scratched on and on and on. He went after that quasi reporter today or yesterday, sorry, and made that guy look pretty stupid.
Yeah, because the thing I read too was fuck, what's the guy's name? It's a goofy name. The kid that got traded, the draft pick. I forgot his name already. Cutter something.
Gauthier.
Cutter. So Cutter Loose did an interview, and he said, I don't want to talk about it, but the one thing I will say is that Kevin Hayes had absolutely zero to do. Like, don't get off his fucking ass.
Yeah.
So Flyer Nation,
because Hayes, Hayes was getting death threats from fucking
Flyer fan. Well, like Philly fans, fucking fanatical, right? They are like, and that's just what they are, and regardless of the sport, so they just want to blame somebody. Flyer fan has been waiting for a cup since 1974. Was that the Broad Street?
74, 74, 75. They went back to back in the Broad Street Bully days. It was 73,
Yeah.
74, 74, 75. I can't remember. Yeah, but one of those.
Yeah. So and they've been dedicated. They've been to the cup final 3-4 times since then, but like obviously no success at all. And they're jonesing for a cup. They're dedicated and they're passionate fans, but they're also fucking dumb.
Nuts. If you phone in death threats, because I heard there's some death threats towards this Cutter kid too.
Kid and Hayes, yeah.
And Hayes. If you are that deranged, you're not deranged. You're fucking stupid.
It's just stupid, like, and like,
it's, at the end of the day, like we're passionate about sports.
This social media shit.
We do this for for fun, and we try to get all the likes and everything we can and see where this can go. But at the end of the day, it's just sports, right? Yeah. It has nothing to do with anything. Like at the end, if I'm a Yankee guy, you're a Bronco guy. At the end of the day, I gotta wake up tomorrow morning and go to work, right? I got to wake up and put my shoes on and go shovel the sidewalk, whatever it might be. If people take it that seriously, you are fucked in the head.
Well, it's that seriously. It's for the moment and the anonymity of social media, right? How many death threats would they get if they actually had to put a pen to paper, right?
Yeah.
And then fucking address the envelope. Like, where the fuck do I send this hate mail to?
Now, how do I get around to it?
Yeah. Like, I'm gonna find.
Like, how do I buy a stamp?
I gotta address it, and what's his fucking zip code?
And then I gotta get a stamp, and then I gotta find a post office, and then
does one put a return address on a death threat letter? Like, I don't know.
I don't know if that would be the most. I think when you're penning that letter, you should probably wear latex gloves. You're not using your own saliva to lick the stamp. Like, there's a lot of things behind. I think there's a lot. When you're sending a death threat, Dave, I think you have to first off. I think you have to get a woman to take care because they watch all those death and despair fucking murder mysteries on Netflix. So you got to get a woman to help you first, but then she'll kill you because she's smarter than the guy, right?
Well, I miss the old days in the movies, right? You get those death threat letters, and then the serial killer would be cutting out letters out of magazines and gluing them in, right?
That's commitment.
That is commitment. And if you're going to death threat someone, like, fucking commit yourself. Don't just thumb it out on some anonymous Twitter thing.
Yeah, if you're going to do it, do it.
Yeah.
Like, do it. Like, don't get, like, let's not get clipped here.
Like, no, but put some effort into it. Not 10 seconds in the morning while you're taking your morning shit.
While you're still
fucking asshole. I wish you were dead.
Mad at a hockey trade.
Yeah. Get over yourself.
Get over it. Like, Jesus.
Just everything, you fucking loser.
And especially, we'll get back to.
I respect it. Like, grab some actually printed magazines and get your scissors out and an X-Acto knife and crazy glue, and like, you craft a good threat letter, and then I'll respect you a little bit. But this
John Malkovich, that shit for sure, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. Go fucking right off the deep end if you're gonna do it, but don't do it. Don't kill anybody. But lay your fake shit, but like, put a little effort into it.
No, it's something else. It's mind-boggling for sure. Get said back to this Cutter Gauthier or Croce, whatever the fuck his name is. It doesn't matter. But
Cutter Loose, yep.
Cutter Loose. He my I got a problem. The problem I have a lot with him is that he didn't have the guts to meet with the Flyers organization, with Danny Briere, the president, and Keith Jones, the GM, other way around, Keith Jones, GM, president, or whatever it is, of these two guys, and say, you know what, this ain't working for me. I just don't want to be a Flyer. There's some things behind the scenes. It's a 10-minute conversation. His mind was made up. It's not like these two guys were going to get mad at him and change his mind, right? It was just like, you know what, this ain't working for me, because the World Juniors, they tried to meet with him, I guess, and he was like, no, I'm good.
He
I'm
didn't pick up their calls.
like I'm committed to Team USA, when he's probably on Instagram half the time doing whatever kids do. Like, he could have just met with these two guys for 10 minutes. Say, you know what? Thanks for drafting me. Things have changed since draft day. What I said on draft day, now I have a different thought process in my head. Maybe my parents are in Arizona, because I think that's where he's from. My parents in Arizona. I want to be closer to home. On and on and on. If you're going to act like a big boy, be a big boy. And that's what I got a problem with this kid, by not doing the right thing, personally.
It completely lacks a. It's very unprofessional, and then I get it. He hasn't signed the contract, but you do owe something to the people that have. The organization that has said, we want you to be part of our organization, and we value you so highly. We drafted you 5th overall. That's a pretty big accolade.
It's an investment.
You bet. And you know, it is an investment, because a number 5 draft pick, a top 10 draft pick, is a commodity that any team in the NHL would want. Any team in any professional team. Top 5, you're really cherry picking. You're getting a player that can turn your franchise around. And to invest that kind of collateral in somebody, I have to assume that conversations were had before that day. And like Cutter said to them, I'm I was born to be a Flyer. This works perfect. How does that change in 8 months? Like, something must have happened, and I'm not saying he deserves to let the Flyers know everything that went on in his mind to make him change his direction of where he wants to go professionally with his sport. But you got to pick up the fucking phone. You can't ghost him. It's not an ex-girlfriend. Like,